Leo Cloutier is brought to you by Posterfix.
This is Leo Cloutier with Malice to None. We're here in Jarry Park in Montreal today, and it's indeed a pleasure to have as our guest a friend of long standing, one of the greatest managers in baseball, one of the most colorful managers in baseball also. I'd like to welcome to our show from the Chicago Cubs, the inimitable Leo Durocher. Welcome, Leo.
Nice to talk to you, Leo. Nice to see you again.
Well, it's certainly nice to see you. It seems as though every time I come to Montreal, Leo, it's to see you and your ball club, and it's always a pleasure to be here. Leo, a big season lies ahead. A big season is behind. What do you think of the outlook?
Well, of course, I'm not going to predict anymore, Leo. I never have outside the first year I was here in 1966. I said that the Cubs were not an eighth-place club, and we weren't. We finished 10th. So I'm not going to predict anymore where any club. I was the first time and the only time that I've ever predicted where a club that I managed would finish. And I'll never do that again. I'm looking forward very much to the 1970 season, and I'm encouraged by this ball club. I think it's a better balanced ball club than I had in previous years. I've got more young, good-looking players. I've got more young, strong-arm pitchers, as we call them, that I think can carry us through a full, tough season in 70.
Leo, 1969, probably both you and I just as soon forget it, but it was a memorable season because you were there on top for so many months, so to speak. And
Well, it was an exciting season, Leo, and we took a run at it, and we just weren't good enough. And people say that we blew it or things like that, but I don't know, Leo. In my estimation, the Mets beat everybody. They beat us, they beat Atlanta, they beat Baltimore, who was supposedly the best club in the country. So I don't feel as though we had a bad season. I think we had a very exciting season, and I'm looking forward to a better one in 1970.
There's no doubt that you're going to enjoy it. You know, Dick, Leo, I was in spring training. I had the pleasure of being in Florida, and I interviewed at that particular time a fellow whom you had on your ball club and who defended you a great deal. And I thought it was mighty nice of him, but what he said was so much the truth. I'm referring to Dick Selman of the Philadelphia Phillies. He says, Leo didn't lose that ball, that pennant. He says, we all lost it together, but he says, we didn't lose it. He says, the Mets won it.
That's right. We were watching the Cardinals and all these other ball clubs, and here come the Mets, and they never lost a ball game. Every time we won, they won. If we won a single game, they'd win a doubleheader. It didn't make any difference. We couldn't do anything right, and they couldn't do anything wrong. It's as simple as that. There was no alibi, no excuses. We couldn't pick the ball up, and when we did, we couldn't throw it. We got a very bad performance by our pitchers all the way down the line the last month. It's nobody's fault. You couldn't put your finger on any man and say that they didn't want to win. We certainly wanted to win the pennant, but we just weren't good enough. That's all, Leo. It's as simple as that.
It's always a pleasure to have you around us, Leo, and to have a chance to talk to you. And I hope that you have all the luck in the world this year. That you get ahead, stay ahead, and win it all.
Well, I'd like to, Leo, and let's hope we can. And if we do, I hope to see you at the World Series. You're one of my close friends.
Well, thank you very much, Leo. Certainly kind of you to say so. This was an interview with the inimitable Leo Durocher, the manager of the Chicago Cubs, and one of the greatest managers baseball has ever known. This brings us to the end with Malice to None from Jarry Park in Montreal. Leo Cloutier, thank you.
To learn more about Leo Cloutier's sports world, go to leocloutier.com. Leo Cloutier is brought to you by Posterfix, where we bring your vintage posters back to life.